Hey all, Binks here. We just got a brand new patch. I am so excited. I literally have not looked at this yet. It just dropped 5 minutes from dropping this, so you're gonna get my live reaction of looking and breaking down the patch notes. Thank you for continued participation in the Bazaar's closed beta, as well as your positive feedback through the past few weeks. We're working to progressively improve server stability and connectivity. We've always heard your feedback regarding gameplay and balancing. Many of today's changes focus on adjusting the power levels of Dooley and Pygmalion, as well as fixing a significant amount of bugs reported on Twitter, Discord, in the game. Eager to learn the changes. Without further ado, here is the second content patch for the Bazaar's closed beta. New content added sparring partner encounter that challenges your build performance. Interesting. New skills, new level up options, and art has been updated. That's exciting. I don't know if you can see what the sparring partner is, but I'm excited to jump in and find some new stuff. One thing that Rain had said is like adding new stuff every time you play the Bazaar is something that they want to have. So this is cool. New stuff, new skills. I'm excited to see it. Balance changes general. Level up reward system adjusted. It'll show 5 options. Wow. That's pretty good, because sometimes it does feel very annoying. I've talked about my frustrations with, like, sometimes you just never get level ups. I have seen some other things about how you can kind of manipulate it, so maybe it'll be a little bit better. Level up reward for level 5 is now a fixed upgrade your leftmost item. The same as level 10. That's awesome. Love that. I love having, like, a guaranteed just single item level up. Blood Reef Raider now starts with Crow's Nest Silver tier instead of Gold tier. Significantly increase the rate of combat from the Mountain Pass event. Mountain Pass events. I think that might be the one where it's like do something risky or something. Sponsorship Cache of Riches and Regenerative Tincture now scale with players level. Sponsorship Cache of... I'm not sure exactly what those are. Sponsorship is now available to all heroes. I'm pretty sure those are events, if I am not mistaken. Deadly Crooner now has Helody instead of the Yo-Yo. Probably just trying to keep the Yo-Yo away from builds where it kind of breaks it. Jules Cafe option no longer costs gold. Jules Cafe. Interesting. Backup defense is now shield based on players' max health and start at gold tier. Knife Tricks now reduces weapon cooldown by 5% when you use it and starts at diamond tier. Reduces cooldowns by 5% when you use it and starts at diamond tier. Okay, so maybe Knife Tricks was a little bit too crazy with Vanessa and those crazy builds. Shipwreck now starts at diamond tier with +1 multicast. What wasn't this? I had a weird discussion because I feel like this was in the previous, I'm gonna actually check. So I'm pretty sure this was in the previous balance patch and then it just didn't actually happen. Hey, am I crazy that in the last balance patch it said that the shipwreck was going to go to 1 and the robotics factory was going to go to 1 and then it only happened for the robotics factory? Now I'm not even seeing it down here. I feel like I messed with my own head, man. Clamor no longer a tool slows for 1 second, down from 2 seconds. So Clamor was probably a little too easy to find because there's not many tools for Vanessa. But Shipwreck going to diamond tier with +1 multicast I think is good. Some of those crazy multicast things were very annoying. Swashbuckle now provides double crit chance bonus. Oh, that's for the specific enchantments. And Swashbuckle Shiny now provides double damage, heal, and shield bonus. Okay, that's cool. Like they said, I don't think they want to change Vanessa too much. No change to Pufferfish. I think it's going to be kind of surprising. I think Pufferfish is the easiest build that's very strong to get, but it's kind of countered by just killing your opponent too fast. Very interesting. All Dooley starting cards now start at a 7-second cooldown, which is not decreased on upgrade. They were previously 8 seconds, though there were some inconsistencies. Robotics Factory now starts at diamond tier with +1 multicast. I swear I'm getting gaslit. I swear the last patch it said that both of these things happened. Tell me in the comments if I'm being gaslit, because I'm pretty sure they're down. Combat Core now counts as a vehicle in addition to being a core and a weapon. Did they buff Combat Core? Is the only thing that changed they buffed it? I think Combat Core is the best item in the game. And they just added another tag to it? I wonder if that makes it worse. I can't imagine it makes it worse. It's crazy, dude. Critical core now gives plus 50 instead of doubling. Ballista. Base damage increased to 20, up from 10. Cooldown reduced to 5 seconds, down from 6. I don't know if I've ever used Ballista. But if I've never used it, it's probably deserves a buff, so that's cool. Weak point detector's damage buff increased. Yeah, weak point detector felt really, really weak, so it's good increase there. Chem Snails gain slow an item at 6-second cooldown, poison on slow. Yo, so Chem Snail now actually has an active, because Chem Snail, it's like you need a bunch of cooldown stuff for it to be anywhere worth working. So that's really nice that it now has an active ability. So there's some extra things there. When you shield effect now deals damage equal to its shield value. Wow. Okay. That's actually really interesting. So you can just buff Armadillo's shield like crazy. And then it deals damage. That might be easier than adding damage. That's cool. Peer Conditioner now starting at Diamond tier. Peer Conditioner is crazy, man. Especially with Combat Core. When you have 2 cores and Peer Conditioner is just freezing everything, starting it at Diamond is probably good. Omega Ray starts at Silver. Probably a slight buff. I don't really use the rays too much. Pulse Rifle now starts at Bronze. Tier instead of Silver damage. Dealing 10, 30, 60, 100 damage. Cooldown increased to 4 from 3. The multicast effect now doubles if your friend is your only friend. Interesting. A lot of changes to that. Probably more rework than anything. Power Drill now deals more damage, and when you haste, slow, freeze, poison, or burn, charge this. You haste, slow, freeze, poison, or burn? That's one that burns yourself, though, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Very interesting. Earlier Monitor Lizard. Probably Sully's the lower bronze tier, but it's probably fine. Like Clockwork now gives your weapons damage and gives you double damage if you have a core that is a weapon. Like Clockwork now gives your weapons damage and gives double damage if you have a core that is a weapon. So I wonder if that's completely changed from adding power to the core. So that's, I mean, the Like Clockwork was such a crazy starting item for Dooley, so that's probably good. Forklift now deal 50 to 100 damage from 30 to 60 for each item to the left of it. So Forklift got a huge buff. I feel like Forklift was pretty much only used as like a big haste, if it was ever used at all. So maybe now it's kind of trying to compete with like Combat Core or something. I don't know if that'll work. Kinetic Cannon now gains more damage. No, less damage for the fight when you use a small item. Kinetic Cannon now gains 10, 20, 40 instead of 20, 30, 40 for the fight. You know, I've never used Kinetic Cannon, but maybe I'll look into it. Railgun has been redesigned, now deals 100 to 200 damage and is charged 1 to 2 seconds when you use the core. Man, that makes it pretty darn strong, man. Pretty significant charge. Very interesting. Scrap Metal now starts at gold tier. That's huge. Wow, Scrap Metal now starting at gold tier is huge. Because that's like one of the best ways to upgrade your core is to find Scrap Metal. Starting at gold tier really lowers how fast you can scale Dooley. Really interesting change there. Beta Ray now only freezes small items. Yeah, there's probably some just crazy Beta Ray like full lockout things. All right, Pygmalion balance changes. What most people think is the best one in the game. Luxury Tent Multicast no longer scales to +2 at Diamond. And they fixed the restorative version. I haven't used Luxury Tent too much, but anything that pulls back multicast is usually probably going to be pretty good. Multicast is one of those things that can kind of go crazy. Oh my gosh, this is huge. +1 multicast instead of +2 for, I don't know how to say it, the multicast bird. Wow, that was such a core. That was such a core item for so many builds. Dang, that's pretty crazy. You're gonna have to completely change how you play the golf build, probably. The bird gets so much worse. I don't know how much worse, but Probably quite a bit worse. That's interesting. Pig's gonna have to make a lot of changes. Beehive, fellow Rarin enjoyers will know that the bees can be kind of crazy. So it just uses one bee on any enemy item use. I mean, that's fine. Man, I was excited to play some bees. I've never had the chance really, but it probably makes the item just not work anymore, right? The whole thing was that you could hit with just like 3 or 4 every single time and fight back. But if you're just using one, I don't know if that item's even going to be relevant at all. Crash Knuckle, second effect is now this has double damage instead of while this has 40 or more damage. This has double damage, so you could just raise its damage quite a bit. Oh, it's probably better. Loop now starts at gold tier. This is another huge one. This was such a good item for a pig. It's one of the ways that you can just like basically have pig go infinite money really quickly. Starting at gold tier is probably good. That was just a little bit too easy to get your economy going crazy. Golf clubs increased to 7 seconds. This is probably more about like the vineyard than anything. Because they're changing the bird, like golf clubs is already going to be pulled back a lot. So extra second on the golf clubs. Quick damage bonus reduced. That's pretty big. Just 10 at diamond though. Still pretty good at gold. Caltrops now starts at diamond tier. Caltrops is one of the most annoying items in the entire game. So pretty good. Beast of Burden! No! My Beast of Burden! This lowers the scaling slightly. I think this probably just brings it more in line. My favorite build I've ever had was like 80% crit, 11k damage, Beast of Burden on a 3-second cooldown. Crazy. Probably good to keep it more in line. I think the pig was a pretty big outlier. Most people agreed that to be the easiest to get a very good run going economy based. So just trying to lower a lot of things. Balcony value only triggers in combat. Another big economy change. So a big thing that you could do is once you have balcony available, you have balcony out, you could buy and sell any property for free, which helps with things like bootstraps and all these other different things where buying and selling is so important. So balcony having that reduced is probably just in general good for the game. Signet ring now starts at silver tier instead of gold tier. I don't really know what this does. I'm gonna be 100% with you. So that's interesting. China's Club now has when any item gains freeze, charges for 1 to 2 seconds. From if your enemy has a frozen item, this deals double damage. Wow. Okay, so now there's probably a pretty nasty like freeze build you can build with this to take people out. Giant Ice Club is always something that's interesting, but it comes so late, I never really want to go for it. Endurance Hug is your heal items plus 20-30 heal for the fight when you use a weapon and starts at gold tier. Endurance. So endurance, yeah, endurance was crazy. Endurance was the one where it's like you gain healing equal to the size of your weapons, and it just got out of control. Vineyard has been redesigned and now heals 1, 2, 3 times your value when you use an item. 1, 2, 3 times its value. I don't remember what the old way this was. Maybe they're changing this because they're making golf clubs and stuff worse. Shields 1, 2, 3 times its value when you use an item. Maybe it's like the other ones had like more like double and triple like the value in like a different way. Really interesting. Battleship Deadly now gives adjacent weapons plus 20 crit chance for the fight when you use them. Properties now lose value when you lose a fight with stained glass window. Ah, because the window breaks. Kind of like that. Mount changes. Hammer deals 20, 40, 80, and its upgrade effect now targets the item to the left. Whoa! They made the hammer better? What? The hammer is still like the craziest item to find. You basically, the hammer is something that you can get from the Boiler Room Brawler. I think it's from an unreleased hero. But if it says if you have 3 tools when you upgrade an item. And now you can target it. And it has more damage. That's crazy. Necronomicon now inflicts poison 3 and gives 3 regen per trigger instead of 1 each. That was the Lich thing. I'm guessing that makes the Lich fight harder, which is crazy. The Lich was already so insane unless you have like a build that can just kill really, really fast. Dragon Rope Restorative, heal equals to this item damage. Beach Ball, Cannonball, Schematics can now be deadly. Enchanted versions of Scrap Metal, Hammer, and Wrench now correctly state that they will add the enchantment to the item they upgrade instead of providing other effects. Okay, very cool. And then we'll quickly go through bug fixes, see if anything like kind of jumps out. Chain items could lose their buff when upgraded. Items only purchased when you click. Oh! Items are only purchased when you click them. Oh my gosh, dude, this was so annoying. Because I'm just someone who likes to play around with stuff. So I'd click an item and like I'd be like, oh, maybe I want to pull it to my stash, and then I'd try and put it back, and then it just bought it anyway. Oh, that's so huge. Wow, that's such a huge quality of life improvement. Game mode run will be the one selected when you enter hero select screen. Correct number of tag related issues. Audio no longer plays. Gem buying flow. Legendary rank number. I don't have to deal with that yet. Items that have new projectiles after being enchanted are properly animated. There's a bug where she has a small chance of supplying weapons. Hog would haste more than one item per activation. Shadow Cloak not showing 2-tip. This is one was very annoying. The Shadow Cloak just didn't tell you what it did. Just about where buying DJ Robot did not spawn the items. Yeah, I saw this happen on one of Crip's videos, I think, recently. Fix a bug where Bushel, Heavy Turbo, and Icy enchantments there was not correct timing on when you heal. Okay. Yeah, Beehive was being a little weird. Makeshift barricade, selling all enemy items instead of specified amounts. Radiant not working on 5 items. Oh, that's good. Forge sometimes didn't spawn 4 items. Okay, this is good. The forge thing was really annoying. I think I bug reported that like 11 times. Fix a bug. So this is where it was like, if you have a friend, get 2 more coconuts or watermelons, and it just didn't show up. Dually score is not enhanced by Radiant. Tooltip issue. Ah! I ran into this very recently, where Bulldozer said it's reducing cooldowns by 20, 30, 40 when it's actually 10, 20, 30. Another one that I reported. On shield break, it now reads when you lose shield. That's good. I was very confused. It's like when your shield breaks, that's crazy. Clarified second effect tooltips say it's the damage it has, not the damage it does. Clarified virus tooltips to say that it doesn't destroy itself. Fishing net and other items. Virus doesn't destroy itself? So you could have virus and no other small items and just kill a bunch of shit? I had no idea. Falling items and school tooltips for upgrade previews? Oh, upgrade previews are big. There were some already. Barbed wire fixed price. Yo! That's it. I think that these are some huge changes. Let me know down in the comments below. What are you most excited for? What do you think is the worst change? What do you think should have changed that they didn't do? I super appreciate you being here and listen to me yap about the Bazaar. I love it. This is a brand new channel, so make sure to like and subscribe. Be here for the live streams. Follow me on Twitch. Do all the things. I love you. I love the Bazaar. I'm going to keep playing this forever. Goodbye.